Hey there. So, I wanted to kind of touch base on a little bit of stuff because it happened to me through a modeling website where models and photographers can meet online and arrange work according to your portfolios and all that. And I've been on this particular model website probably since 2004, 2004, I think. So, with that said, we always have to look for safety. And back in the day, we would call that man with cam. A lot of men will approach models looking to say that they want to work with you, but yet they're not really a real professional photographer. They're a guy who went out and bought a Canon camera EOS and hey, I want to take pictures of you. Would you like to shoot nudes? It's a lot of ways for guys to go to great lengths to see a naked woman. Um, but we already know that the world exists of peeping toms and rapists and weirdos anyway. But I think I encountered the first time of being an adult film star um, and being on a modeling website because I do still shoots besides just video. That this particular website again wants to say, oh well, we don't do porn. We could kick you off the website. One, I've never booked porn on a modeling website ever, ever, ever. So what I was doing was I was actually turning in a guy that was no doubt a safety hazard to new models or inexperienced models who have never met up with these type of people before. So unfortunately, when they went back and looked at the messages back and forth, that just because I said when he asked, "Do I do nudes? Do I do this? Whatever?" I said, "Google me." It's just easier for me to say Google me. So they thought, or they took it as that I was suggesting that I was going to shoot porn with the guy. Never once in that message system did I ever agree to that. But what I did say was that the guy had been hitting me up multiple times. He had a profile. And then the profile was taken down by him, not by Model Mayhem. And so when he hit me up, I was actually flying back from LA back home to DC, and that was when it all began. So I was like, yeah, I could shoot, but I can't shoot this weekend because I thought I was going to be up in New York or New Jersey at that weekend. And then when my plans had changed, that's when I said, okay, um, I can do this weekend. I missed a message because of going back and forth on the plane that then he would send me another message and I would respond to it. I missed the message on Model Mayhem that said that he had a friend that was 10 inches. So I missed that message. If I would have seen that message, I would have completely ignored him altogether. So when I gave him my cell phone number to contact me in regards to setting up the weekend shoot, then he contacted me, texted me. His thing was, well, I can't do this weekend because I lent my brother my camera, but we can still get together and have fun. Okay, that's man with cam. Now, the other thing is, I can't see your profile anymore, it's gone. So, you don't look like a photographer, you look like a fucking creep. Dangerous? Absolutely can be. Could I get raped? Yes. Now, had I know that I don't agree to do a shoot unless I've seen verified profiles. But I get hit up so much that I honestly, and looking back at the very first message, goes well over a year. So I'm sure that a model has already probably turned him in before, and that's why his um, profile resume stuff was down. But my complaint to Model Mayhem was the fact that his his profile is down, but he's still able to message models, which is dangerous. And that was um, my situation with that. Me telling them that this guy is a safety hazard to models. And again, like I said, their their return email to me was, "Will you shoot porn? And we don't allow porn here either, so we could kick you off too." What kind of fucking response is that? So I'm used to this, so it doesn't. I'm just used to it. I won't say it doesn't bother me because it pisses me off. It means that, again, the shaming of a sex worker or a porn star or a nude model or whatnot, that you feel like they don't deserve the same safety and precautions as somebody else. Isn't that the whole purpose of the federal government coming after the adult industry, is to say, hey, we're trying to protect people from being sexually abused or taken advantage of. But yet then you still have the double standard or the stigma attached to adult work. It's it's just bizarre, it's just crazy, and it's very sad. Because for most of us who've been in this industry and we've encountered these guys over the decades that we've been in the business, we know what they look like. But again, to the 17, 18, 19-year-old models that are trying to shoot just fashion shoots, have incurred all these type of guys. So I had said it before, but there's a story, and at one point I'll you know remember what her name is. But there's a young woman who went missing in Los Angeles in the late 90s, early 2000s, and she used to be a Raiderette cheerleader. And she went out for a modeling assignment that she agreed to do, a Lexus photo shoot. She did the unthinkable, which is a rule you never want to do, is get in the same car with a stranger, let alone a photographer. And so he had leased a Lexus for the day under the guise that he was shooting a Lexus commercial. However, that Lexus dealership let him take this Lexus. He drove her to the Angeles Crest Highway. I believe he did do some photos because I believe there was some photos that were shown. She was raped, she was murdered, and she was found after she'd been missing for weeks. They found her dead body in a shallow grave. Luckily that she had told somebody what she was up to and where she was going, but that didn't save her. That just helped pinpoint who was the last individual to have seen her alive. Now, for my suggestion to all models. One, the photographer is not very professional if you're going to tell them that you wish to have a chaperone on set. If he says no, you say no. If you are going to go to a photo shoot or video shoot by yourself, you're going to give that information of that photographer, the location, and what time you're supposed to be there to somebody. You check in while you're on set. You call them before you shoot. You call them when you're done shooting so that people know where you are, what is up, and you're still safe. If a photographer has a problem with this, again, they're not a professional. They don't they're not worth your time. The problem is a lot of women now want to feel like, "Oh my gosh, he wants to shoot me. I just want to be on oh, I just want to shoot." I'd rather be undershot than dead. So it doesn't matter how how much he promised you. Doesn't matter how much he said he's going to pay you or what kind of outfits that you're going to get to wear. Because again, they already know. My Pretty Pony is what I call a lot of the models. They're just so cute and they're so prancy and they're a model. Everybody, I just wanted to be a model. And then they wind up dead or raped and beat up. And so that that's the biggest thing that for the fan base, I want you guys to understand, when are you going to shoot again or when are you going to do? There's so many circumstances that have to be taken care of. I live in Washington, D.C. There are not a lot of professional videographers here. There are not a lot of photographers here. There are no male talent here. So, um, the few male talent that is on the East Coast um, is not what I'm looking for my brand. So I'm undershot for sure. But my safety is also the number one concern when I'm booking anything. Um, my DMs are full of fans who are like, "Hey, I want to shoot with you. Hey, I'm a photographer. Hey, can you do a POV?" My safety. I don't know who the hell you are. And so my concern is for models. I want you to be careful. I want you to take into consideration of, who is this person? Do background check. Make sure he's worked with other models before it. That was the whole point of the model mayhem, is that it gives you credits. That is what I needed to go back and look at, and it wasn't there. And then I just happened to see then the 10-inch friend text. Um, that profile should have been taken down altogether. So he wasn't able to send me messages. You don't have a profile, you should not have the ability to send a message. It's that simple. But I'm also going to say is I I did not agree to shoot porn with him. But even if that was the case, shooting porn is not illegal. It just tends to be everybody's Pandora's box now. Nobody wants to open it. So it is their business. It's up to them to do whatever they choose to do with their business and how they operate it. But my number one concern is not only my safety, but other young women's safety, to know that these guys are out there like that. And that's that's just a safety issue. I'm not even going to get into never getting your photos for a trade for content shoot, or never getting your videos, or you have to chase them down, or you got to beg for them. That's another whole story. Um, it's a dirty business. It really is. And it has nothing to do with the sex. So that was my whole point for the video today. I hope everybody out there stays safe, wear a mask. It's still COVID 2021. And namaste. Be good humans, be kind, be loving, and pay it forward. Do something nice for somebody else today.